right, guys. End of A Victory Awaits, turn 3. McMurray coming at you. There's Toddy. We're playing, again, A Victory Awaits. This is the end of turn 3. We've got some encircled Soviets here. I, to my fault, forgot that the Germans didn't have to check supplies, so we really could have punched some of these Panzer armies way the hell out here. Yeah. I didn't. I was playing relatively conservatively. I know I'm playing with Todd. Leave me alone. It's out of character, but it works.
Oh, come on. Boo.
And I'm being responsible. But anyways, so we do have advances in, obviously, Army Group North. They have a great big open area almost all the way to Leningrad. The forces in Leningrad threw themselves forwards here to try and throw up a screen. Other than that, we're going to go straight up. We're probably going to get Talon because there's nothing there other than the city. The Soviets have started, forming a defense in depth here in front of Smolensk. So hopefully they can hold on to that. Army Group South, the North End Army Group South up here is running into stiff resistance, but they're continuing to make forward progress. Our little German infantry armies down here are still just taking their time, but they're pushing, they're doing fine. This pocket is just full of garbage, but they are also somehow managing to push forwards very slightly. I think the Romanians advanced 1 hex here and 1 hex here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Germans 1 here. So
Odessa, the troops in Odessa are coming forward to just kind of hold that way. I think the mentality there is if they can keep them from advancing at all, that's better than having to push them back. So there we go. That is the end of turn 3. What's up, Toddy?
So we calculated, so we have to have 191 points, which means we need to average about 21, 22 points per turn. We currently sit at 79 at the end of turn 3, so we're ahead of 66, but we feel like we really probably need to gain more points in the first 3 to 4 turns, probably 4 turns.
Accurate.
To really be ahead of the curve. I feel like you need to be at least a turn or maybe 2 points, So I think we're a little behind, but anyway.
About to be a lot of reinforcements pouring onto this table, so we'll see how that works out.
Yep.
But all right, guys. See you soon.
All right, into turn 4, but goodness gracious, it's beautiful out. So I came over here on a Wednesday to continue playing this. We're at the end of turn 4. McMurray finished turn 4. And so I'm up on the ladder. I moved a ladder over. I'm not sitting on those 2 chairs. I'm not young. And so you can see the German progress, actually. So we're kind of kicking ourselves that we didn't know that the Germans didn't have to check supply in turns through turn 4. So I think we would have done more to get those armor units up here, just really stretching the Russians out a little bit. But this is Orsha. This town here is Orsha, right there. And that's another big victory hex there. We still have 79 points or something, victory points. Nothing was gained at the end of that based on the last video. But we got a good push here. So, that's second and, I'm going to get it wrong, I think 3rd Panzer Grenadier, and then, yeah, I have to look at that and make sure I get that right. But you can see it's pretty, this is just ridiculous. A little bit of progress here, but yeah, this is the place to push, get the victory points, and then start pushing out. But the Russians are going to get a lot more units, and a lot of these units are going to be able to come on. So now these are like reserves, like generic type of units. The Russians really, it's like, I think we needed like 191 or 161 points. So the Germans are far from getting it. So the Russians are just going to need to push up here and maybe take a few back and keep them off the high point marks, and the Russians will call this a victory. But it's opened up. We're going to try to get a couple turns done tonight, and that gets us to into turn 6 out of 9. So that'd be good. All right, that's it. We'll see at the end of the turn 5 or 6. Never mind. I'll do a little brief close-up survey here. So 11th, 206, 112th, 9th Army. Yeah, so 3rd Panzer Grenadier, 2nd Panzer Grenadier. Kind of, this is our strongest, the German's strongest front. Got that guy pushing up there. Basically, supplies very easy. So I've always called this my favorite SCS game. I'm kind of joking around this kind of system, but it's really close. In fact, I think this is easier than SCS. I do wish they would do some West Front. That'd be cool, or maybe it's just really designed for this. So that's the 4th Army. I don't think the Germans get a whole lot more. So this is pretty much what the Germans have to work with, and they're going to have to really husband their resources, so to speak. I mean, again, this little blippity blop here is just a blippity blop waste. I think that's over here. So, okay, that's it. That's a close up. We'll see you. Hey, Wardrobe McMurray here. It's into turn 5 on a Victory Awaits. Got a little bit of advance going there. And we've calculated our points, what we've gained. We killed 3 mechanized. That gave us 32 points mechanized units so far. The Soviets getting some reinforcements, kind of really supporting them over here. That's kind of been the focus, and a few over here. This whole World War I situation, whatever. And cleared a little bit of area out. We cleared a little bit of area out everywhere, but we got this as a little pain in the butt, that railroad in the marsh, but we started working on that. All right, so what towns did we take? McMurray.
New this turn, we took Vitebsk and Gomel, or however you pronounce those two.
Okay.
We're threatening, obviously, Smolensk. We're kind of getting closer to threatening Kiev, but that'd be a really awkward, like, exposed flank end run, given that there's all these Soviets here. That is 3 victory locations.
Yeah, that's 30 points right there.
It is. We're also getting close to threatening Veliki. It sounds Hawaiian. Velikiliki. I don't know how you pronounce that. Riga's still sitting up here that the Soviets retook on their reinforcement phase a couple turns ago.
Yep.
Oops. And if we can take that, Tallinn's pretty undefended. There's still 30 victory point locations in Leningrad also. We haven't even touched Leningrad.
What's our point total?
Our point total right now is 122.
112. Remember we lost 10?
That took 112. Yeah.
And we're getting to what, 191?
We need to get to 191 by the end of the game.
All
so
right.
We've got 3 more turns.
We got a lot of work to do. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 4 turns.
Oh yeah, 4 turns. Sorry, I forgot there's 9 turns. My bad. Yep.
All right, that's it. That's turn 5. What's up, everybody? End of turn 6 of 9. A Victory Awaits. And pretty productive turn. I mean, you can see all those mechanized units. There's 42 to 49 of those, 46 points of that. You can see the progress of the Germans is really stalling, but we took Smolensk and two hexes of what? Kiev. We also got up here to this long word town. I'm not going to say Dinafka, but he's down to one unit or one step. And when we get to supply chit, it's going to go bye-bye. The Russians got a lot of reinforcements here. These were more here to spread out, block that guy out. Again, slow progress down here. A little risky here now that I'm looking at it from this angle.
Very much so.
Down here in this south sector here.
Very much so. We need to get the supply, or we need to get relief to Kiev before supply gets drawn, or that's going to be really bad.
So the Russians are really backing up here, and then they've really backed up that last city hex across a little river there. So it's going to be really hard to take that, but we will. The Germans will, and then they couldn't get down to this. We couldn't get down to Smolensk fast enough, and this bleeping town down here that we lost,
Riga,
I think that's a bad one. That was a bad move there.
It was a big oof.
Because that's 10. There's another 10 over here that we're not. It's going to take us a long time to get to that.
And Tallinn, not to mention the fact that these guys are all tied up here instead of blocking here.
Yeah,
potentially getting into
these
Leningrad.
all should be up here. We should be up to Leningrad, honestly. So. A little bit of a mess up there in Never Snows. We were able to correct some of those faux pas. This is proving to be a little bit more of a challenge.
The Germans severed our connection and took chunks of, what was it, Eindhoven?
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 times because we were too dumb to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, and guess what?
Riga.
We did it again.
Sounds
We're
like a
awesome.
pattern.
Okay. Anyway, that's turn 6 of 9. We'll see you at the end of the next turn. Bye. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes.
All right. So, a Victory Awaits. It's McMurray checking in this time. This is end of turn 7. We've done some cool stuff. We retook Riga. That's good. Continue to push forward here with these guys towards, what is that, Vitebsk up here?
Yeah.
By You
Yeah.
can't see where I'm pointing. Okay, so towards Vitebsk.
Yep.
Oh, what's that city right in front of these guys? The Germans right here.
He's here.
Yeah. Is there a city there? Or
It's
no?
Villa Luki.
Oh, Vegalikaluki, our little Hawaiian city. Other than that, our Germans have isolated a pocket of Soviets here, so we all lost a bunch of steps. We are continuing to deal with these goobers in these marshes, and once we've eliminated that unit and these idiots in the marshes, then this whole big salient will have been linked up. We opened up supply to Kiev. We've got a very tenuous, but still a blocking force here, because there's no Soviet HQs over here to put anything into command. These goobers are still just sitting here, not doing much anything.
They can get supply because they can go all the way through.
They can.
All the way through.
Yep.
Very liberal supplies. They do have an optional rule where you can make it 12 hexes, so they would be out of supply at this point probably. But
For several turns probably, but that's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Mr. Reed, would you like to talk about what's happening down here on the shores of the Black Sea?
Well,
Mr.
we
Wardrobe.
messed up a little bit. So
This has been Todd's area down here. Mr. Wardrobe's been in command of this area.
yeah. So anyway, these guys, I shouldn't have been sitting here kind of trying to battle something here. I should have moved all these forces with the Germans to support them and concentrate forces, and I could have broke through here. So that was a mistake. I'm going to just try it now to see what kind of movement we can get out of that. So these guys will be here attacking the sides and.
It's a little gamey because the Soviets can't cross the start line.
Yeah, so I was
But-
just totally in a paradigm thought of like, oh, I got to face them here. But anyway, so.
It's all good. So that's the end of, like I said, turn 7. We're going into turn 8, which is the August 30th turn. I think we're going to finish this tonight. It's going to be awesome. We got 2 turns left. Let's do this.
Hey, real quick, wardrobe here. At the end of turn 7, we forgot to say we have 196 points, so we technically have enough to win. I hate saying that. Let's rephrase that. The Germans currently have enough to get.
Coming at you from the Taj Garage with what we're calling end of game for a victory awaits. It's the end of turn 8. The Germans currently hold 228 victory points, meaning that they would need to recoup 38 to take the victory from the Germans. Unfortunately, I don't think we could put together three victory hexes they could take, much less a fourth, for the cities to regain that.
In one turn, there's one turn left.
In 1 turn left, I don't think they could retake 3 cities. I think the consensus was Bryansk up here, and what's the one right here, just to the north?
The one that's.
Smolensk
Yeah, Smolensk.
and Gomel. So there's Gomel, there's Smolensk, there's Bryansk, are probably the closest, except the Soviets can't get. The issue with this, well, we can get into that. It's just, look for a post-game video where we discuss this stuff, but I don't think either of us are picturing a way where that could, any of those 3 could really be taken this turn. As you can see, progress in Army Group North was pretty stymied, mainly due to the fact that we left a hole that allowed the Soviets to retake Riga. They no longer hold Riga, but there is a little pocket of resistance there that would have died off in supply this turn. Army Group South, similarly stymied, coming out. Let's see, what mountain range is this?
Oh gosh. Don't know.
Didn't say.
Is that the eastern end of the Alps? No,
No, I don't think so.
it doesn't matter. Either way, Army Group South, coming out of where the Romanians and stuff are, didn't make much progress. Again, look to that end video. Likewise, our Germans kind of just held the Soviets at bay here while they punched east hard. There is a small line of German picket forces preventing Soviet entry into their backfield. The Germans have taken Kiev and are pushing east still. The next turn probably wouldn't have seen a whole lot of German movement, but still some, kind of all across this front, to be honest with you.
The best chance I think the Soviets could have, like right now, they're out of supply because this guy's here.
Mhm.
So I mean,
That would have taken off a step.
it'd take off 5 points because it has if it's out of
Correct.
supply. So but still, so you could do it that way. You could get them out of supply, but still you're gonna
That's the only one I think we could do that with, because I don't think we could get.
because all these people move 4, and we put a lot of commanders here, but 4 is nothing. I mean, you can't get anywhere.
Especially considering just moving, even on a clear hex, moving into a ZOC is
3.
3 points. So
Yeah.
moving in or out, so it really contracts the movement.
So here's our.
Smolensk is pretty solidly held. That's that city you're seeing. Can you point at Smolensk, Todd? Or Velikiyuki or whatever?
Oh yeah, we really took that one.
Yeah, Smolensk is still solidly held. There's 4 defensive points and a city, which is 2 shifts. It's
And across a river,
yeah,
a major river.
not falling anytime soon. Kiev is relatively undefended, but it's also not even close to accessible. What do we have? That's Gomel. Again, that's pretty well defended.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are gonna come up here.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the front line. If you want to zoom out.
Heidi's going to trace the front line for you.
So this way, here, and then here.
Sorry for the shakes, guys. You guys know me.
Little bump, boop, and then here, all the way down, and then.
Whoop. So we didn't take Odessa. Oops.
We learned some things here. We're gonna make a note so we can have like a nice little post video where we can sit kind of look at and talk about it.
Correct.
But we'll probably go live with that, see if people have questions and stuff. So
accurate. But that's end of game. Like I said, we're calling it after turn 8 because I'm not sure that either of us envisioned a way that the Soviets could do much. But thanks for watching, guys. Again, it's McMurray and the Wardrobe over here on Wardrobe Plays World War II, playing World War II, playing A Victory Awaits from MMP from the International Game Series. Very fun game. Highly recommend.
Yep.
Any parting words? Parting shots?
Yeah, bye.
Bye.